Yeah. So by 2029, Medicare Part A would only be able to pay out 88% of expected benefits. So that's really crazy.
Okay,
And
so I want you to address, because you did something that I thought was really cool a few weeks ago. You put up a inflation calculator.
yes.
So when you couple the inflation calculator with this news about Social Security, Douglas, give me your opinion on, because this just popped in my head. I was like, wow, that like really sucks if someone's trying to live off of like, seriously, that sucks,
Right.
like major lemons. And usually I don't say that, I say something else, but we're gonna keep it at lemons because this is a family show. But that really sucks if you couple inflation with this lapse, I guess you could call it, in Social Security benefits. What does that do for someone who's trying to live longer off of less?
And you definitely got to look for something else to do, because it's going to be hard. I mean, it's going to be hard. I mean, you can't even, because like we were talking about earlier, one, the people are expected to live longer, but then there's no money,
Right.
and then you're sick, and they're talking about Medicare is going to be cut for those people that depend on Medicare, and it's just a setup for people to start taking control of your own financial destiny. Some of the stuff that they put up on here too, they said, they're recommending folks to save at least $827,000 by retirement, which can provide about $91,000 in retirement income. The only problem with that example, because of the traditional way, when somebody saves that, they say, yeah, I want to save that. Well, the problem with that amount is the fact that they don't address that money is also taxable. So if you're saving that in the traditional way that you're used to saving, which is in your 401k or IRA or whatever, well, you better knock 30% of that out of that. So you're not really going to have $827,000. You're going to be having less than that. So, folks, it's just time for us to start becoming more financially educated, start going to financial seminars, at least from people, plugging into shows like we're doing, learning everything you can to empower yourself, your family, your situation. If you have friends, anywhere in the country, and I'll be speaking, or Dr. D is going to be speaking on, invite them to those places, because they're going to get some untraditional way of doing something out of the ordinary. Because a lot of times people are focused on just, they focus on doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. If they hear it on the media, on the TV, they do that. So there's other ways you could have a handle of your finances, of your health, and everything.
Well, not only is a lot of the information traditional, but it's also outdated. It's obsolete. Things are changing. Listen, I had to have this conversation. First of all, I have a family member, you guys, who is well into her 70s. And she did not plan to, she was not a saver. She was not an investor. I'll put it that way. And she did not plan to have leukemia, but she does. And her medication, y'all, hear me when I say, I want everybody to hear this. I want y'all to hear this. This woman lives off of less than $2,000 a month, okay?
Oh, wow.
She lives off of less than $2,000 and like a lot less. I can't remember if it's like $1,400 or $1,600, but I don't want to misquote it. So that's why I'm saying $2,000. I'm putting some on it. Like, I'm putting a little something on it. But this individual who lives off of less than $2,000 a month, who is well into her 70s and has leukemia, her medicine, you guys, is $100,000 a year.
Yes.
$100,000 a year. So here's the thing. This individual is a healthy individual, okay, other than the leukemia. She would walk every morning for an hour and a half every single morning, worked out for as long as I've known her. She didn't always eat properly, but she was one of those people that when she learned that something wasn't healthy for her, she would switch up her diet. So other than the leukemia, she's in pretty optimal health. And that's the thing, is that You're living longer because you're treating your body better, you're treating your mind better, you're treating yourself better spiritually because you're meditating and doing certain things. And as technology gets more advanced, you're living longer, people. So here's the thing: you're not. I'm gonna say it loud. I'm gonna say it so loud. You are not going to be able to survive on just one income. It ain't gonna happen for you. I don't care what you say, and I don't care how much money you make it, because let's keep it all the way real. I know some people, I know some doctors and lawyers personally, and I know some that's out there that I don't know, who are in the same financial situation as people that's working low wage jobs, meaning they don't have any more savings as a doctor or an attorney than somebody that work at Mickey D's. So, and that is not about how much money you're making. That's why I say money doesn't solve financial problems. That's not about how much money you're making. That's because you have not properly prioritized. That's because you don't go to the financial seminars, and that's because you are still trying to follow traditional, obsolete, outdated advice. And Douglas, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. But what I want you to do is tell people what to do. Okay, so we've stated the problem. What do we now do?
Well, I mean, the thing is, you got to first of all start looking at where you're putting your money, and see how is that money going to help you at retirement. Is it going to avoid inflation? Is it going to avoid taxes? What are the things that it's designed to do for you? So if it's not designed to do that, and the question you want to ask yourself, there's four questions you need to, that's very, very important to ask. And, you'll write this down.
Write this down, y'all. 4 questions. Please bring a pen and piece of paper.
Financial questions that you need to ask yourself. What interest rate, what rate of return do you have to earn on your savings and investment dollars to be able to retire at your current standard of living and have your money last through your life expectancy? Again, how much interest rate do you need to be earning on your savings and investment dollars to be able to retire at your current standard of living and have your money last through your life expectancy? The second question is, how much do you need to save on a monthly or annual basis to be able to retire at your current standard of living and have your money last till life expectancy? So again, how much do you need to save on a monthly or annual basis to be able to retire at your current standard of living and have your money last till life expectancy? Number 3 is doing what you're currently doing today. How long will you have to work to be able to retire and live your current lifestyle to life expectancy? Again, doing what you're currently doing today. How long will you have to work to be able to retire and live your current lifestyle to life expectancy? And number 4, if you don't do anything different than you are currently doing today, how much will you have to reduce your standard of living at retirement for your money to last your life expectancy? If you don't do anything different than you are doing today, how much will you have to reduce your standard of living at retirement for your money to last your life expectancy? What I'm going to do, I'll also post that picture on your Facebook Live.
What picture?
I'm going to type it up on your Facebook Live.
Oh, like the questions?
Yes, I'll type it up for you.
Yes, please. Please do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So listen. we really, really want you to understand that you have to have a relationship with your money. And the things that Douglas, the things that you just cited, can you mute your phone, Douglas? We have a little bit of background noise. Thank you, honey. And y'all know Douglas calls into the show from wherever he is in the world, okay? Our co-host is a jet setter, all right? And which I love, because one of the things that I encourage, especially young people, to do, travel, see the world, have some experiences, understand that there's a whole world out there outside of where you grew up, your friends, your family, the people you know, broaden your horizons. So I love that he brings that influence to the show. I absolutely love that. So because Douglas is calling in, sometimes he's in public places where the background is a little loud for us, and so that's why I asked him to mute himself while we finish this particular conversation. So you have to have a relationship with your money, and asking yourself those questions and answering them and being honest with yourself and taking things into account such as inflation and cost of living increases and all of those things. Listen, that is actually taking care of your money, prioritizing your financial well-being, and that is interacting and having a real relationship with your money. Too many times we put someone else in charge of our money or no one in charge of our money. We just kind of do things all haphazard and willy-nilly, and we have no idea what we're supporting, where we're spending, where the money leaks are. And that's one of the things that that Douglas is really great at, is finding those money leaks and helping you to be able to invest your money properly in the proper type of savings account, because there is a way to save. It's just not about going to any old bank and opening a savings account. There's actually a way to save, okay? And so I want to switch gears just for a minute, Douglas, if you don't mind, and I want to talk about something that you brought up. Is you said what are some of the what else can you do in order to attract more income? And one of the things that you and I have partnered on, we've partnered on many things, but one of the upcoming things that we've partnered on is the Rich Kids Trade Kids Camp, brother man.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm so
excited.
excited. I know. I'm so excited about that. And the reason why this is important is because you don't want your children to become adults. Like, many of you who are watching this show, no one ever talked to you for real about building wealth. It was about, working a job, getting a paycheck, paying your bills, maybe playing the lottery every now and again. Hopefully you get to go on a vacation. But the priority was getting and keeping a job and paying your bills. And so now that we have a different understanding of money, many of us do. I've seen a lot of shows, I've seen a lot of seminars, I've seen a lot of books of people wanting to provide you with relief about money, right? But what if someone had started this conversation with you when you were 10 years old? Well, how different would your life be? If you have a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, or a 17-year-old living in your home, how different would it be if they were in position to earn, more money than you, okay? How different would things be? How different would your life be? Would your family's life be if your child were in position to earn a substantial income by trading in the Forex market, just trading a few hours a year? What I love is that the Aze Foundation, which is Douglas's foundation, is sponsoring this event, and he is bringing this event to Greenbelt, Maryland, and I'm going to be there to facilitate and to teach the children. I'm also going to be doing some training. I'm also going to be doing some parent presentation and orientation. So we're super excited because let me tell you something. This is the Hot Topic segment, and this here Kids Forex training is a hot topic. Ain't that right, Douglas?
It's very, very right. I mean, I'm excited about it, man, because, when I did my research on Forex, a lot of times I've always been, because people come to me all the time about, man, Douglas, I got $20,000, I got $50,000, and I'm not a stock guy. I do have money in the stock market, but only probably 2% of my money is in the stock market. And also I do a lot of other things. I like safety. I like my money to be safe. I like stuff that I can control.
Right.
So when I started looking into the foreign exchange market and studying that market, I said, this is a no-brainer. I mean, every time I travel international, I always go out and I exchange currency and do all that stuff. I'm like, why not make money trading forex, trading foreign exchange? And, we started doing that and started making some, little change from that and not risking a lot of your capital and just understanding the market and, you and I started talking, and you became, when I realized, because I was doing this stuff as a hobby, part time, just playing around whenever I feel like it. But you're the queen. You spent a lot of money, learning the foreign exchange market, and then coming into this and saying, man, we need to educate these kids. Because again, with my foundation, for those of you that don't understand, the reason I set up my nonprofit is to make a difference, to help a lot of different families. So my thing is, like I put on my foundation website, if every individual family was equipped with the knowledge and skills to not only meet their basic financial needs, but to fulfill some of their dreams, how would the world look? I mean, so, and for sure, you're not going to go the, to a financial house with $100 and telling you want to trade in the foreign exchange market. They ain't going to talk to you. So with this situation that you guys have, I'm like, wow, it's a no-brainer. It just makes all the sense in the world. And we're going to do that, educate the parents first, on Thursday the 20th. Just show them what it is their children are going to be learning. But our whole goal, really, even though we want the kids to be empowered, but our goal is for the parents to be empowered too, to start having open that conversation line between the parents and the children on about money. Because so many families will never talk about money to their kids until something happens. I mean, if you're listening to us right now, when was the last time when you were growing up that your parents actually sat you all down and had a family meeting to discuss money? It doesn't happen. Now some people it might have happened, but when did the parents come in and say, hey, let's talk about how we're going to grow our family wealth? Well, that's the difference between everyone else and the wealthy families, because they do that like clockwork.
Right.
For those of you, you could check out this movie on YouTube called The One Percenter. It's called The 1%. Check that movie out. It was done. It's a documentary that was done by Johnson and Johnson, one of their great grandsons. You want to watch that movie, so you kind of start seeing how the wealthy keep a lot of stuff secret, hush, 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 because they don't want to share that with the public.
So, I really appreciate that information. I've seen that documentary, and I'm telling y'all, it is super interesting, super interesting. What I want to do right now is I would definitely want to, first of all, invite everybody out. July 20th, okay, it's going to be the parents orientation, and then on the 21st and the 22nd we're going to be doing the kids camp, and on the 23rd we're going to be doing a forex overview presentation and training. And with that being said, I just want to jump into the main topic for just a second before we take our first break. So a lot of you saw my flyer, and it says you don't need to make money, or why you don't need to make money. That's what we're going to be talking about today, okay? Let me tell y'all something. Making money is a broke man's mindset. I want y'all to stop even talking about making money. You do not need to make money. Money has already been made. It's circulating right now. Money is always, always, always circulating. One of the things that I ask people is how often they get paid. And, they give me different answers every week, every month, every other week, or whatever the case may be. And you should be getting paid every single day, okay? Because the money is moving every single day. And this is not a segue. I know y'all think it is. This is not a segue into a foreign exchange conversation, because there are many other ways that you can be earning money every single day, and you should be looking to do that. You should be attracting money, not making money. And I'm going to talk about the difference between attracting money and making money as soon as we come back from this break. All right, we will be black.
There you are, looking at me. Tell me what you want it to be. It could be everything that your heart desires. All you gotta do is stick around. Ooh, wow. There's so many things that I wanna do.
I'm really afraid of what's happening with the economy. There's too much civil unrest, too much terrorism, and unstable global markets. I'm tired of riding the ups and downs of the market. It reminds me of 2008. I was caught off guard then. How do I prepare for the worst now? What'll I do if the dollar collapses?
You gotta stop worrying, son, and take action. It's time to think about a precious metals private storage IRA, or an investment in silver with the Gold Silver Group. Like I said before, you insure your house, your car, your kids, and your life. Don't you think it's time to insure your wealth?
Call Gold Silver Group at 800-943-0834. Learn how easy it is to set up your own precious metals private storage IRA and how you can qualify for up to $700 in free silver. Gold Silver Group can satisfy any of your precious metals investment needs. Receive your gold and silver fully insured and privately delivered to your door. Call Gold Silver Group, 800-943-0834. 800-943-0834.
Tune your radio.
Tune in now.
You can tune into this radio station on any smartphone or tablet. iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, Nokia, Samsung, Windows phones, or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store. Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy from over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com or your app store.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
You are now tuned in to Rich Girl Radio, Love 860 AM, 7 to 9 p.m. Sunday evening.
Money doesn't solve financial problems. I do. Hey, baby, let's solve some financial problems. Let's do it, because money doesn't solve financial problems. I do, and I am your rich black girl, Dr. John Bonte, here on Rich Girl Radio, Love 860 WAEC Atlanta. Hey, give me a call, 404-355-8699. I don't know why y'all shy. I don't know why y'all act like y'all can't call nobody. Y'all on the Facebook, you know, with your comments and whatnot. You can go ahead and give us a ring ding doodle at 404-355-8699 if you're local, or 1-866-923-2860. Hey Douglas, hey Dougie Fresh, you there? You in the house? You still with me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm right here.
Wonderbar. See, I gotta make sure you're close. I gotta keep you close, okay? I just had to check. You know, I feel I go through like some kind of withdrawal symptoms when you're not around. I can't stand myself when you're not around, brother man. So I just had to make sure. All right.
Well, hey, you know what? You're gonna be in DC live and direct Thursday, so we're good.
Yeah, we good. I'm gonna get my Dougie Fresh fix. I'm gonna get my Dougie Fresh fix. But it's cool because on Sundays I get to spend my Sunday evening with you, so that's cool. I get my fix that way, because I like when people are talking about something meaningful, and these conversations that we have on the show are really meaningful conversations. I also get my Rike fix. I really can't. You know what? I came in here one day and I thought Rike wasn't here. I thought somebody else was gonna do my show. Y'all, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I was questioning things, and then about 3 minutes before the show started, Rike walked in, and I had to take a deep breath and wipe my brow. I got to have my men with me. I can't do this by myself, y'all.
Baby, I would never leave you stranded.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God. Listen, seriously, I was like, okay, who's going to do my show? Because I'm used to seeing you about 10, 15 minutes before, And you was like, in my book, you was late. Like, you was on time for the show, but in my book, you was late. I was having, heart palpitations. I was like, oh, God.
And believe it or not in my mind. I was because I don't. I like to normally. I like to get here early, so
Yeah.
if something we need to discuss, or,
Right, right.
so I can have it. But yeah, I was stressed. No,
Yes.
yeah. So I was like, man, I just like to get in and be comfortable so everything can flow.
Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't know you felt that way. Now I do, and now you know how I feel. And now we together now. We together now, y'all. Okay, the whole family, the whole Rich Girl Radio family is together, and I feel good. So anyway. Let's have this conversation about why you don't need to make money. Now, see, I don't really talk to Douglas about what I'm going to talk about beforehand. Typically, Douglas, did we discuss? We didn't really discuss.
No, she don't. She just throwing stuff out there like talking about it.
I like the element of surprise. Douglas don't like the element of surprise. y'all, I get a lecture every week after the show. I get a nice talking to every week after the show because y'all, I run my mouth. Hey, look, this is the realest show. Do you hear me? And I'm the realest person. The only reason why I don't say more cuss words is because this is a Christian show, a Christian station. Because believe me, it'll be lit. It'll be lit. It'll be lit. But I'm gonna keep it professional, okay? And I'm gonna keep it cool. I do like to make y'all laugh, though. That's fun. So, anyway, let's get into this conversation, Douglas. So, money has already been made, has it not? And they printing it right now. They printing it and flooding our economic system with it. Okay, and in my opinion, in my strong opinion, because see, I don't have any humble opinions. Y'all know that by now. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I don't really have any humble opinion. All of my opinions are strong, okay? And so in my strong opinion, I believe that even the terminology, making money, that kind of gives me this feeling that I gotta touch every dollar I make. You know what I'm saying? That kind of gives me a feeling like I gotta trade my time for money, and that it feels like limitation. It feels like lack. It feels like shortage. Okay, because listen, it's only 168 hours in the week. How many of them hours you gonna sleep? How many of them hours you gonna spend with your family? How many of them hours are you gonna spend on your social life and hobbies, right? So if you gotta touch every dollar you make, all right, then I mean you can't really make a whole lot of money. I mean, even again for high income earners, most of those people work a excessive amount of hours if that's their only income. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about today is the difference between attracting money and making money. And believe me, there is a difference, because if you are making money, that means you are living within the limitations of time, your physical location, and how much energy you actually have. If when you're attracting money, you making money in your sleep, or not making money, but your money is coming to your bank accounts with an S when you're sleeping, while you vacation, while you recover from illness, while you're spending time with your family, while you're spending time on your hobbies. That's what you want to do. You want to attract money. And so what does that entail? What does that entail? You got to find different ways other than your regular 9 to 5 to attract money. So when I say attract money, what I mean is you want to find ways for your money to get real sticky. And you want other money to come and stick to it. And you want that money that's sticking to it to just populate your experience. Because let me tell y'all something. If you've ever had any large amount of money, okay, if you are a millionaire, you want another million on his heels. I promise you. Ain't no way. There's no one who is honestly sitting back going, yeah, I don't want no more money. Even people who kind of take that standpoint in life, say they live off the grid, or, whatever the case may be, they're still thinking about their survival and their personal well-being, right? And so when you're thinking about money, you're thinking about your survival and your personal well-being. Well, if that's the case, why don't you just have get really, really intimate with your money and try to find ways to grow that relationship? In other words, grow your money, attract money. Don't be confined to your physical location, the number of hours in a day, a week, a month, or a year. Don't be confined to those lack mentalities, because I'm telling you right now, if you are trading time for money, you are in a really, really bad financial situation. So it's about $235 to get started with the Forex trading platform. If you cannot spend $235, your wallet is on fire. You are in financial crisis. And I'm just putting it on out there. I'm just saying that because it's the truth. If you cannot invest $235 to create a better financial future for yourself and your family, you are currently, I'm telling you, I'm putting you on notice, you are currently in financial crisis, okay? And so I need for people to understand that making money is a poor person's mindset. And right now, I'm going to throw the conversation to Enrique, and just find out what your thoughts are on what you've heard thus far about the difference between making money and attracting money.
It's an interesting concept because all life you've heard you got to go make money.
Right.
But the attracting money is a mindset change,
It is.
and it's something that a lot of us need to do, and especially get rid of the fears that we have
Right.
of money, and the fears of trying to let our money work for us instead of us working for our money.
Let me tell y'all something. Money makes a horrible master, but it makes a great servant. And if you're working for money, money is your master. And I want you to stop that. I want you to stop that, okay? So I'm going to ask Douglas to weigh in on this conversation about the difference between attracting money and making money. And like I said, I did not prep Douglas on this particular topic. Okay, so I'm interested in what you have to say.
No, I mean, listen to it's Jesus' new song, right? That you sent me. That song right there kind of puts it all out there for everyone, especially all the people that are, out there doing their thing, but are not investing their money properly. He talked about how he invested in art. He talked about how he made a mistake, and he the property, a building he could have bought for $1 million, but that same building is selling for $25 million today, which is so true. But now I know a lot of people say, well, he's already with money, so he could do that. The reason I always preach about life insurance is because life insurance allows you to be able to set up your children in a way where they get an opportunity to be able to buy something in the future. For example, you're using a penny to buy $1. So when you look at all these wealthy families, they're able to buy football stadiums, football teams, be able to buy up businesses from hundreds of millions of dollars. People always wonder how they come about that. Well, cash is king only if it's working for you. Cash is not king if it's dead. So if you don't have your money growing in compound and interest and an opportunity for it to double or quadruple for you in the future, then you're in the wrong vehicle. With the foreign exchange market that you just talked about, $235 is a no-brainer. Because I remember when I was talking about, I was kind of playing around with that. So, well, of course I didn't want to go to no class because I'm like, man, I ain't paying nobody $15,000 to learn how to trade foreign exchange. I ain't gonna do that crap. I'm not that interested. I'll just play around with it based on what I know. And well, with the platform that you guys are, it makes it so easy for anyone to jump on there and kind of get all the benefits, that they can get. I have so many. I had a client come into the office and she's learning how to. She actually paid, because I remember talking to you about her. She paid a company almost 15 to 20 grand, and she borrowed the money to do that from a bank. And I asked her, I said, so how much have you traded? She said nothing. I said, so you borrowed money to learn how to trade, but you've never started doing anything yet. Well, it's so much work and it's so much to learn. I said, well, because you don't have a team, you don't have a people, you're not surrounded with a community of people.
Right.
So I said, you need to be surrounded with a community of people, and with these organizations, that I'm familiar with, they could actually help you, and you be able to be in a situation where you could learn the same thing you already paid thousands of dollars for to learn. I mean, folks understand this. It's all about learning about money. Worst case scenario, if you don't even get anything out of it, you're going to learn how to trade. Basically, you're going to at least know what foreign exchange is. Because so many people don't even know what that means. So many people are still like, what is that? If you've never traveled outside the United States, you don't even know what, Beirut change means. So I remember growing up in Africa, that's how we if you come back home with US dollars or pounds or whatever, we going, you know, I was young though, so y'all don't hold me hostage on this.
Oh, it's about to get real.
Don't hold me. Don't say, my dad would travel, come back, and African parents, they're very stingy with the money. They don't like giving it up, so we have to help ourselves out with that though. So we got to impress. I was in high school, primary school. We still got to impress the young ladies because men only work in life to impress women. That's all we do. We make money to impress.
Look at Enrique shaking his head. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's correct.
I'm sorry.
Everything
I'm sorry.
we do is for y'all.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to beg to differ. I'm gonna have now. Douglas got a bunch of daughters, so he might be telling the truth because he got a whole bunch of daughters that he got.
A whole bunch. any man coming in that door, you better have some dough with you, some money. I got the money, and I'm going to be controlling that relationship.
Oh wow!
Just putting it out there. Ooh.
Oh wow! Do your daughters listen to the show because? Because if they listen to the show and heard that, their eyes probably look like saucers right about now.
Hey, if
wow.
you want me to pay for the wedding, you better be ready.
Wow. All right. Okay, so tell us about, you don't get off the subject, you was about to tell us about how you used to finagle the system, how you used to buck the system when you was young.
Oh. Well, it wasn't the system, it was my dad's system. Basically, we used he comes home with a British pound and he keeps it like a souvenir. We take that and we help him and go exchange it.
Wow.
In the black market and make some more money from it. He don't need to be keeping that as no souvenir. He needs to spend that money.
That's right. That's right.
We take it and help him out with it. That's all.
So it is time now for our 5-minute Forex fix. But before we do that, we do have a caller. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from and what can I do you for?
Good evening, everybody. This is Avery. I'm calling from Southeast Atlanta.
Hey, Avery.
Yeah, I'll just say this. I learned that most people that have a whole lot of money, most of them have MSI. What I mean by MSI is most of them streams of income.
Right.
They just don't follow, a job. It's just over broke.
Right.
And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. The current man who's the president in the seat right now.
45.
Yeah, number 45.
Yep.
He has multiple streams of income.
Of course.
He just don't deal with real estate and apartments and hotels and casinos and restaurants and golf courses and things of that nature.
Which train station?
It doesn't matter if the whole economy falls to the bottom. He's going to be okay. He's going to be all right.
Right.
And also, I heard that, I don't know if this is true or not, I heard that he's not taking a salary because they said that the president of the United States makes an estimated $400,000 a year, and I don't think he's taking a salary. So if he's not taking a salary, that means he's not taking a retirement because he, what the president makes in a year, he can make that in within an hour. So
right.
He's not taking a salary. And also, people that make a whole lot of money. You remember earlier you said that you got 168 hours a week. So most people that they get involved in a whole bunch of money, whether millions or billions of dollars, they have very limited time. They don't have a social life. What they're saying, the rich do not hang with the poor.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you basically, if that's your goal, that's your main thing, you gonna have to change your circle of friends, or you might have to lose some of your friends. There may be some that might, you might be hanging with, keep close to you. But some of them you got to let go because their goals are totally different from your goals. You understand me?
Listen, either someone in your life is going to increase you or reduce you. And if they do not increase you, they reduce you. Okay, and so thank you so much, Avery, for your call, for that wisdom. I really appreciate it. So let's get into 5-minute forex fix, okay? So listen, y'all, let me tell y'all one of the reasons why I love the foreign exchange market, okay? The foreign exchange market actually allows you what's called leverage. Let's talk about leverage. Let's talk about leverage a little bit. Hey, Dougie Fresh, you know what leverage is? Are you familiar with leverage? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about leverage. You can mute out, and I'll hold down the conversation. So let's talk about leverage. So in the forex market, okay, you get to literally borrow from the market to trade. Okay, did y'all know that? That you get to borrow from the market so you can make money. Come on, y'all. Can you do that with the stock market? Can you do that
with real estate? I mean, you can get you a mortgage, but I mean, like literally on the fly with no credit check, no closing attorney. Okay, you can borrow money from the forex market. So let's talk about that. Let's say your leverage is a 50-to-1 ratio. What does that mean? What do I mean by a 50-to-1 ratio? That means for every dollar that you have in your foreign exchange brokerage account, you control $50 for every dollar. Okay, let's say your leverage, so 50-to-1 is the max if you have a U.S. broker. But if you go with a foreign broker, some of them will allow you as much as 1,000-to-1 leverage, which means for every dollar in your account, you control $1,000. So if you got $350 in your forex trading account, in your brokerage account, you are controlling how much? What's 350 times 1,000? How much is that? Somebody come with me. Come on. Douglas, Rike, somebody. 350 times 1,000. Get your calculator out. Come on, y'all.
350.
Yes.
350,000.
Yes. So look at this. This is real sexy, y'all. Come with me for a minute. You got $235 that you want to put into this educational platform, right? And let's say that you start out with $100. I think Douglas mentioned that $100. Let's say you start out with $100. Okay, cool. You start out with $100. You're going to start watching the videos, going to the trading, getting on the live stream. You're going to be looking at the London session. You're going to be looking at the New York session, the Tokyo session. And meanwhile, every time you get paid, you're going to slap another 25, 50, 200, whatever you can do in that account, right? So you're learning how to trade and you're putting your money, your risk capital, your investment capital in your brokerage account. Next thing you know, you got $350, $400, $500. Now this is why it matters not how much money you make. What matters is what you do with it and where you direct your money, okay? Because I'm certain that y'all can find $100 to $200 to be able to trade with, right? But if let's say you were at $350 in your brokerage account and your broker allowed you 1,000-to-1 leverage, that means basically that you have $350,000 to play with in your brokerage account. Now, that's also your trades are going to be your profits rather are going to be dependent on your not only your leverage but also your lot sizes, right? And also your margin. So these are other factors, but what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is the foreign exchange market is superior to other markets because it allows you leverage. Also, the liquidity of the foreign exchange market as well as the volatility. I know those are big words that y'all don't understand. Don't worry. Come listen to me next week. I'll talk about it on the 5-minute Forex fix, okay? And so with that being said, I want to go ahead and get into this conversation before we go to the break. Money doesn't have to be earned, okay? Money does not have to be earned. Wealth and riches are your birthright, okay? So, like Rike mentioned, you grow up and they tell you, you got to earn your keep, right? And your daddy probably woke you up one morning and said, boy, you better get out there and get that lawnmower, right? You better earn your keep. And that puts your mind in a certain place, right? You're thinking that you have to pay to be here on earth. Now, I'm going to get into a little bit of spirituality, but we're going to go back to the practical. Listen, y'all, just look around. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all something. It's a secret, and y'all might already know about this secret. But I'm going to tell y'all this. God actually wants you to be wealthy. All right? God actually wants you to be wealthy. Look,
Yes, he does.
yes. Look at how nature operates. If you didn't cut the grass, look at how plush and lavish everything is. You plant one seed and you get unlimited amount of fruits or vegetables. Okay. Do you really think we need all of that water that's in the ocean? Do you really? I mean, have you been to an ocean? Have you seen the Pacific? Do you really think that God created a world and didn't factor in everything that we need? I don't think so. I think we have way more than what we need, but because you believe in shortage, because you believe in lack, because you believe in limitation, that's what you get. But there are people out there who do not believe in shortage, lack, and limitation, because if they got $1, they're going to invest 50 cents and they're going to get back $3. And so they understand that they're already wealthy. Let me tell you something. When you go to work, what are you doing? You are using your time, your energy, your talent, and your employer is liquidating an obligation to you because you went down to the job and you filled out the application. You sat for the interview and you said, if you pay me this amount of money, you value yourself at a certain point. If you pay me this amount of money, I will work and do whatever you tell me to do between this hour and this hour. I'm going to leave everything I know and love at home, my dog, my kids, my wife, my husband, my dreams. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to work for you and I'm going to help you fulfill your dreams. Y'all see that? Y'all feel that? Someone else is somewhere luxuriating, right? Got their feet kicked up and you down at the job slaving because you believe in lack and limitation. You believe you got to touch every dollar you make. You believe you got to make money, and they don't. They know their wealth. They know their value and worthiness without question. And so they don't feel no kind of way about chilling while you work hard for them. They have no problem with that. Okay. They sleep really freaking good at night. Okay. And so, when we get into these conversations, I always invite my men into the conversation. I know I say some things that's a little bit off the cuff and maybe some things that you've heard before, maybe you haven't heard before, but I want to hear from Rike about what I just said. This idea that you might as well just admit that you're already wealthy. Like you are. If you're the time, the energy, the expertise, if you're the talent, and someone else is just paying you a certain amount for that talent that you agreed to, because you could agree to a higher price for your talent, right? Doesn't that make you the wealth?
It makes me the wealth, but transferring that wealth into the actuality is a totally different thing.
It's a mindset shift. It's a mindset shift. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you wrote a song. Do you write, Rike? Do you write?
No.
Okay.
I'm a poet with no talent.
Okay, lies. Let's say you wrote a song, and let's say you just put that song in your songbook and you never let anybody hear it or see it. You might have even recorded it, right? And you went on about your life and you did your thing. And then one day somebody happened upon it. This actually happened to somebody I know. Somebody happened upon this song and they said, ooh, I'm gonna borrow this from Rike. I'm just gonna borrow it, right? And they went and took it and had it copyrighted, and they did all the things they need to do legally so that they could be the owner. And then they started shopping it around to different artists, right? And some artists got a hold of it and just sang that thing, and that person is sitting on chrome for the rest of their life. And all they did was find a song that you wrote. Okay, and so when you talk about bringing your talents and your abilities, the value of that into your experience, it could be you who does it, or it could be somebody else. You could write something. You could write a song, like you say. I'm a poet with no talent. Well, if you believe that about yourself, then that's true. But if somebody else reads your poetry and feels like it's quality, and they go out and publish it and make money, right? So what does that tell you? They've valued themselves at a higher level. They don't even care. They don't even care about the fact that they didn't write it. They like, shoot, this is money. This is money. People who have a money mentality, they find money everywhere. I find money everywhere. I find money in other people's friends and family. I'll be looking around, child. I'll be checking who you know, what you know good, because here's the thing. Money is all around us. And one of the things that I say and that I know and that I'll repeat is people are money. People are money. And so, employers know that, and that's why they like to bring people into their organizations to help them build their dreams and build their wealth. And so for those of you who have not properly valued yourself to the level that you desire and deserve, that's what this show seeks to do, to bring you to the understanding, to expose you to your own value and worthiness, so that you know your value without question, and can't nobody ever tell you that you don't deserve a certain amount of money. Now, you can have a great hobby, or you could do a low-wage job. That doesn't mean that you're not valuable and you're not worthy. That just means that you have not found the money, because it's out there. It's all over. It's everywhere. And so with that being said, we're going to go to a break, and we're going to come back and have Douglas talk about, the fact that people just need to admit that they're wealthy and that wealth and riches are their birthright. And we will be back.
Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ashtrays. The fair one, I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way, and nigga ransom notes. Far from handsome, but damn a nigga tote. What you talk? More guns than roses. Foes is shaking in their boots. A visible bully, like the gooch disappear. Vamoose, you whack to me. Take them rhymes back to the factory. I see the gimmicks, the whack lyrics. The shit is depressing, pathetic. Please forget it. You're mad cause my style you're admiring. Don't be mad, UPS is hiring. You should have been a cop.
860 AM WAEC Atlanta.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
How did you become addicted? A friend? Were you at a party and someone said, "Hey, try this"? Then you got the cold sweats and started shaking. And the more you did it, the more it didn't work. So you switched to the needle. Now you're a train wreck. Drinking, drugging, broke. Your family hates you, and you hate you. Get out of your hell on earth now. Call the Detox and Treatment Helpline today for immediate help. In many cases, your insurance may cover the costs. We can't guarantee it, but we can guarantee we have what you need to change your life for the better. Pick up your cell phone and call right now. 800-287-7891. 800-287-7891. 800-287-7891. That's 800-287-7891.
Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. If you have not refinanced your current mortgage in the last few years, you could be losing thousands of dollars a year by paying too high of an APR. And the place to call is LendingTree to find out how low you can go. We can match you with lenders offering some of the lowest rates APRs available. Some APRs are lower than 3%. Imagine how much money you can save every month if your current mortgage is at 6% or higher. And all it takes is one free call to LendingTree to match you with a lender who may be able to lower your current home mortgage rate. Learn how to potentially save thousands by refinancing your current mortgage. Call LendingTree right now. NMLS 1136. 800-469-7208. 800-469-7208. 800-469-7208. That's 800-469-7208.
You are now tuned in to Rich Girl Radio.
Money doesn't solve financial problems. I do.
Love 860 AM, 7 to 9 PM, Sunday evenings.
Money doesn't solve financial problems. I do. Right here on WAEC Love 860 AM Atlanta. But guess what? We got a brother man from the motherland in Denver, okay, who is going to shed some light. He's going to shed some light because he light skinned. He going to shed.
That's a good one.
Y'all, I cracked myself up. So he light skin gonna shed some light on the fact that money doesn't have to be earned. Wealth and riches are your birthright, people. All right, Douglas, what say you?
Yes, it sure is your birthright. You should own that money. You shouldn't never be scared of money in your pocket. You know, I mean, there's no reason on earth you should be scared about it. You should go get it, because what is the point of living in this world when God already said everything that belongs here belongs to us? So that's you. But the question is, how are you using the talent that God is giving you to empower yourself and your family? You know, what are you doing differently than you've heard in the past? You know, and I know you're talking about finding money, you know, because the banks will find money for you. I mean, the institutions where you spend your money, you know, if somebody will use your financial ignorance to benefit from you. So, for example, so many people make extra payments on their mortgage because they want to pay their house off quickly. That's a waste of money. You should never, ever do that. Never put away money in a house that, first of all, you can't control, you cannot have access to it, and you can't use the money for anything. And you got to get permission from the bank to get your money out. Your money should always be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, you should never look into financing your house for 15 years, you know, all this financial mortgage for the longest term, because you want to use that extra money and put it somewhere to make you more money. You know, like you talked about using liquid cash, having liquidity, you know, like the foreign exchange market. If you're trading and you're using that money that you are giving to the bank, then first of all, you can't get it when you need it. If you go to the financial institution to refinance your house, if you have all the equity in the world, guess what? They will still tell you no, because your credit is bad, or you might not have a job. So that's a problem, but that's a different training that we do. You know,
correct.
Taxes is another place people throw money away that they don't even know they throw money away. I mean, we have a solution for those of you that are W-2 income earners. You know, we have a solution to that problem where we could help you structure properly so that you could actually reduce by 30% your tax bill. So, for example, if you make $100,000 a year income, man, I could show you how to get taxed on just 70% instead of $100,000. You only get taxed on $70,000 legally approved by the federal government. But that's a different conversation. You got to set up an appointment for that. Qualified plan. You know, that's another place people throw money away that they don't even know they're doing, like the 401k IRA. If you currently are putting away more than the company match into your 401k program, that's a problem. You should always do the match, or tell your employer, the company that you're working with, say, hey, instead of giving me a match, can you put that money in my salary for me? I don't want the company. Can you just give me that 3% that you're going to match in my 401k? Give that to me as a paycheck. Put it in my salary so I could do something different with that money. See, folks, I just showed you a way to find some money with your current job. Go to your HR and ask them, is it possible for you to, instead of matching me, giving me 3%, since I qualify, instead of you giving me the 3% in my 401k, can you add that to my income? The company don't care because they still get the tax deduction regardless. You could take that money and build your wealth in a different way. So those are some of the things that you could start doing to find money ASAP in your financial world.
You know what, Douglas? That is such sage advice. when I tell y'all, I got some great advisors, helpers, assistants on my Facebook Live, because they like, we cannot hear Douglas. The music is too loud. I told Rike to turn the music down. So we rocking and rolling. Can you all hear better now? Can you all hear better now? Somebody let me know if you can hear.
Well, you know how it is. They gotta go on that iHeartRadio and Love 860 AM, because Facebook Live, sometimes you might not be able to hear me too much, but if you're dialing it directly to the radio station while you're watching, I know you want to see Dr. D and her beautiful face and all that good stuff. But you know what? Get a iHeartRadio and check the radio station out.
Well, so listen. So we did have a question. Thank you, Douglas, for that wonderful compliment. Miss Sylvia Williams asked, "How do I answer the objection that I'm always talking about money?" And Sylvia, here is the thing. Can you mute your background, please, darling? Darling, dear Douglas, light skin. Thank you. I used to get that objection a lot. I actually used to hear that a lot. And one day I realized that I was hearing that a lot. And this is some of my minister stuff. I'm getting into a little spiritual, emotional, mental stuff that I do for some of my past clients that has really helped them. Listen, when you get into something, you're going to talk about it a lot. And one day I woke up and I realized that I was feeling guilty. It was me who was feeling guilty about talking about money so much. And that's when I realized that a lot of the messaging in my head about money was negative. And when I started to like money and enjoy money and I just decided to learn about money and to be excited about it. And what I realized is that what people were saying was a reflection of what I was feeling and thinking. And when I was able to help other people, because it went from me talking about money to me helping other people create wealth in their own life. Then they didn't mind me talking about money because I was bringing something to them that would help them. So it wasn't just me saying, hey, you need to make more money, or here's a great way to make money. It was more of a, how are your finances? Are you okay financially? And I would literally find ways to help them out that I didn't necessarily benefit from directly. If I had to refer them to someone, or if I had to just sit and counsel with them for a minute, and it became a labor of love. And I think people now understand that I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your well-being, your mental health. You're worried so much about money. It's affecting your relationships. It's affecting your life. There was a study that came out that said the number one worry is money. Okay, that's the number one worry. People ain't worried about their kids dying before they do. People ain't worried about child molesters and rapists and robbers like you might think. People are worried about their financial well-being or the lack thereof. And so when I became on par with helping people relax and giving them relief to their financial issues, that's when people stop saying to me, oh, you always talking about money. Because now I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about bringing them relief from worry. And that's what people want. When I realized what people want is relief from financial concern, then I was able to deliver that. And the conversation wasn't about money. It's about your personal well-being, all of it. Because let me tell you something, at least if your money situation is right, at least that's an argument you don't have to have. That's something that you don't have to argue about, right? That's something you don't have to be upset about. It's other, honestly, more important things, more important issues that you could be concerned about. If you can eliminate money as one of them, then do so. And so when people tell you, Sylvia, hey, why you always talking about money? Let them know you're not talking about money. You're talking about helping them. You're talking about their well-being. You're talking about providing financial relief from financial worry, and you're wanting to infuse them with financial dignity, and that you're providing an economic healing. It's more than just money. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you being okay in your financial situation, and if you're not, how to get you there. So, just educate people on what the real conversation is so that they don't get it twisted, okay? Because I think that's what happened. People get it twisted. It's okay for you to talk about, you mean tell me it's okay for you to talk about your bills and how much money you ain't got and how some company done took some money out of your bank account to restaurants and spend all of my money eating they doggone food. I like cooking at my house. Okay, I like the food that I prepare. I like for my food to be healthy. I like to know what's in it. I like to know what's on it. I like to know the hands that lovingly prepares my meals. And going out to eat every 5 minutes and going to movies is not appealing to me. Okay, and so when I shut those naysayers down, they get their mind good and right because they understand it's not a game. Okay, so anyway, child, you done got me worked up round here down to the Love 860, girl. You done started something down here. Okay, all right. Let me get back to the show because I done got all off track.
Well, you're right, though. You're right. I mean, my thing is find a different circle of friends that will talk about money with you.
Yeah.
The ones that you're hanging around, if they ain't trying to make it, just move on. Find a different circle. I mean, because guess what? You can't save someone that don't want to be saved.
You can't.
And one thing that you should also do is once you get your money up. I mean, I remember when I first got into the financial industry, folks didn't want to talk to me because they're like, whatever. So guess what? I decided to go after the ones that, I could go after that are willing to talk with me. And then even in the same financial industry, there's still folks that were comfortable being in the same circle. They just want to do the stuff inside the box, and I'm an outside the box thinker. So I decided to go look for other groups of financial advisors that are smarter than me, that are talking the same talk that I'm talking about, so I could learn from them. I mean, and those guys, I mean, you can't just see them on the street. Like here in Denver, I'm going to be spending, 2 days with some top financial advisors. A lot of these dudes, make 2 million, 3 million, 5 million income. I mean, they don't deal with a whole bunch of folks. But guess what? I mean, to come to this event, we have to spend about 10 grand to hear one guy teach us some of the strategies that he uses in what he does. So, because it's the top of the top in the industry. And, but a lot of people ain't going to spend that kind of money to come sit in front of a master and learn, because they just don't see themselves investing that kind of money to do that. But I choose to do that for my business to continue, because I'm going to continue to grow. And if you're going to be around me, you're going to hear me talk about money all the time. I don't give a care. If you don't want to hear it, that's your business. To keep moving, because you're not the kind of person I want to hang around with.
Right.
When I'm looking for a lady to be a friend or to hang with, if you ain't got your money right, we don't need to be having a conversation. I don't need no broke woman in my life. I don't need none of that. I don't need broke friends. I need people that are going to move me to the next level, that we're going to have a good conversation.
Hold on. Can I get you to, I just need you to rewind one time and say that again. I don't need no broke woman in my life. Please, can you repeat that? Men, listen, I'm telling you, listen. Please, Douglas, say that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your co-host, but I feel like this is a really important, please, just repeat yourself.
I already have a charity, the Douglas Egan Foundation, where I help charity folks, but I'm not interested in dealing with broke folks, come in my life. You got to have a value, bring some value to me. Because at the end of the day, it's all about, I'm going to be giving you a whole lot of value, and you got to be bringing value back to me. And at the same time, if I'm educating you about something, about your finances, and you ain't willing to listen, we don't need to be talking. I'll give you a quick example on that. About, 10 years ago, there's this young lady, beautiful, I was going to, propose to and stuff like that. But then I asked her one question. I said, let me ask you this, because your mom has been living in the same apartment for over 30 years. She got great credit. How come she never bought the place? This is in the middle of Washington, D.C. I'm like, 30 years, and she got good credit, and she don't have a house? I'm like, the apple don't fall far from the tree. I'm going to stay away from these people, because I don't want that situation. You can't be in D.C., living in that place for 30 years, and you had a job, you had great credit, over 800 credit score, and you could own a property in a place where you could have bought it for, like what Jay-Z said, you could have bought that property for $50,000, $100,000. Those properties are worth $500,000, $700,000, $1 million, $2 million. Crazy. So I didn't move on with that situation.
Douglas?
I know it's harsh. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again. I need to talk to just the ladies right quick. Can I do that, brother man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just give me a moment. Ain't gonna be long. Ladies, I get it. You were taught to find a man to take care of you, and here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with wanting someone in your life who has worked their financial muscle and who you can trust their financial gut and someone who understands money. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's what I need you to do. It's better if everybody in the household is making that bread. Don't we black people specifically. Can we get past the point where we only allow one baller per family? Can we please move past that, please? Listen, ladies, I need you to go ahead and step your game up and get your money up, right? And find a man, a mate, a partner. You know, if you part of that L word crew, you know, a woman, whatever you do, I ain't mad, I don't judge. So, you know, you want to have people around you, especially people that you're dating, because listen, you're going to be sharing energy with that person. Okay, you're going to be sharing energy with that person, and if they do not increase you, they reduce you. And if you bring a man into your life, or a man brings a woman into his life who does not have her stuff together financially, y'all don't stand a chance. I'm sorry, you don't stand a chance, and you'll end up in divorce court trying to take him for all his money, and that's a really miserable way to be in a relationship, is in a relationship for someone. Because and people want to you know, when people homeless, that's when they love you the most. When people ain't got no money, that's when they really love you. They really into you. You know what I'm saying? But ladies, I want you to stop that nonsense, and I want you to go on ahead and step into your power and attract that money that I know you desire and deserve. And I want you to find people, friends, your mates, your partners who can elevate you and who you can also uplift. I think it's really, really important that you do that. Okay. Douglas, thank you so much for bringing up that topic. That's so, that's so good. Okay. That's so good. Let's see. Where do we go from here? What time is it? I'm sorry. I lost I hold my whole, train of thought. I just because you know what? Here's the thing. That's something that men don't often speak about. But men, you really do need to find a woman who's going to uplift you and who you can uplift. You just have to be, the sum should be greater than the parts. All right. The sum just should be greater than the parts. And that's all I got to say. I mean, you if you coming in my life, trust me, you're going to be of benefit to me, or else you ain't coming. All right. You ain't coming. Just stay where you at. So, okay, Douglas, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We're going to bring the show back to you and let you finish your thoughts, because I'm sure you have much more sage advice to bless us with, like you always do every single show. That's why I love you. That's why I love you as my co-host. So go ahead, Douglas. My apologies.
I appreciate that. And, especially when we wanted to partner in doing this. I mean, now we've actually end up, not just for the radio show, we end up partnering doing other businesses that we're doing together. Because I don't really, have a lot of folks that I partner and do anything, where I just roll solo and do my thing. But, you're a smart woman and you got yourself together, and that's one thing that I said, okay, she ain't just talking about it, she's about her business. And that's the kind of thing that we like. I mean, so it's so important for people to see and understand that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when you're coming in together as a situation, you got to come in together as that situation. Women, you can't just settle. Because I was talking to a friend of mine. She was like, oh, she got this friend of hers that's making a lot of money, but she's with this dude or whatever. And they don't understand what the guy is bringing to the table. I'm like, well, what does he do? He does construction. I said, well, that's what he's bringing to the table. You don't have to be, he's got his stuff together. He's doing his thing. He's handling stuff that you might know. The best thing you should do is stay out of their business and start worrying about what the heck he's doing. At least she got a man. What you doing? I mean, but,
Douglas is per-reaching today, y'all. Douglas is per-reaching tonight. I like when you get like this.
Let's get back. I did a Facebook Live the other day on 401k, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about why folks should look at life insurance, and I gave them 12 reasons why they should use life insurance as an alternative.
Okay.
And I always joke around and talk about, for the single people and folks that are looking to get married in the future, whatever it is the case might be. Because, everything is a contract. You got to always remember you're going into a situation. And if you're building your money, you got to build your money correctly. So in a 401k, because everybody's putting their money in a 401k account, because that's what they've been told. So I did a Facebook Live on that, and I said there's 12 reasons cash value life insurance makes an excellent alternative to conventional retirement plan. One, tax deferral. Your money grows tax deferred, just like a 401k or IRA or any of those accounts. But the good thing with a life insurance contract is you could predict the growth and how much you're going to get out at retirement. You exactly know how much money you're going to be pulling out of it when it's time to retire. There's no market risk. There's no volatility. You don't have to worry about the market going up and down. That's the second benefit of a life insurance contract. The third one, you are in control of your money. The key to wealth is control. Own nothing, control everything. You are in control of your money. The number 4 is the tax advantages. That means you can access your money, the growth in it, anytime without paying $1 in taxes. I mean, that's a no-brainer. There's no taxes due. So when you retire, you can start drawing income from your retirement dollars from your insurance contract, and you don't have to pay taxes to the federal government. That's a beautiful thing. Liquidity. You have full access of your money. It's liquid. You could take it out whenever you want to do whatever the heck you want to do with the money. There's no penalties. There's no taxes. None of that. Fees. There's no fees. The fees don't compound just like, against your account. Like a 401k, the fees are compounding right on your account every time. But inside a life insurance contract, it's a one-time fee, and you just pay, and you already know what you're paying because you're doing the minimum, but you're maxing it out. So anything else, there's no fees in there. You don't have to worry about all that nonsense. Then the income tax-free legacy. I mean, when it comes to life insurance, guess what? That's the only vehicle you could leave folks $10 million, $20 million tax-free. And if you're structured properly by using it in a form of a trust or put it inside a foundation, guess what? That's zero taxes. It doesn't go through probate court, none of that crap. You don't ever have to worry about probate or any of that stuff. You don't have to worry about the IRS coming in to say, hey, you got to pay taxes on that money. So that's a unique thing. You could leave a house that's paid off to your family member. You could leave land to your family member. And guess what? They still got to pay taxes. So many families in Washington, D.C., black families that got moved out in D.C., guess what? The houses were paid off. But they lost those properties because they couldn't afford to pay the taxes. Mm-hmm. And some joker that has cash comes in and buys it up because they couldn't pay the taxes on it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Number 8, life insurance gives you peace of mind. I mean, that's why I ain't stressed about nothing. Right now, I have a loan out on my life insurance contract, a $100,000 loan that I'm using to do some real estate deals. That I'm saying, okay, by the time that real estate deal, when we finish that deal, it comes back. I'm going to get all my money back, plus interest and all that. But guess what? The insurance company ain't bothering me. They ain't calling me to ask me for the money. I'm not paying any payment, and it doesn't show up on my credit report. Equifax, TransUnion, or what's the other one? Experience. They don't even know I took out a loan. If I had taken out that $100,000 from Bank of America or whoever, they'll be knocking on my door every day. If I had taken that money out of a 401k account or IRA, I have to start paying that money back with after-tax dollars so I could get taxed in the future. With life insurance, I don't have to worry about that. No stress, none of that headache. And then, number 9, collateral opportunities. You could use it as a collateral to borrow money. That's a beautiful thing. Guaranteed loan option, regardless of your credit. You don't ever have to worry about your credit. Them ask you, what's your credit look like? You don't have to worry about that. And then number 11, non-structural loan repayment. You pay back whenever you want. I mean, that's just a beautiful thing that nobody ever talks about. And then the final thing is high contributions. You put in there the amount of money that you want to put in. So a lot of folks only want to put money in a 401. But guess what? You're limited to how much you can put into a 401k account. If you're making $250,000 a year income, you can only put in $18,000 a year. What you gonna? Why? If I want to be able to put in $50,000 a year, I should be able to, because that's for my retirement. But no, the government that wants to control you at retirement, because if we could control your money at retirement, we control you. They say no, you can only put in $18,000. but it's for my retirement. I want to do more. No, you cannot do more. You could only do $18,000 in your 401k, and that's it. And your company might give you 3%, but that's it. What is that? With a life insurance, you could put in whatever amount you want to put in, and you could structure your own maximum. That's one of the things I love about it, and that's why it makes it so much better and exciting, and I love it.
I do too.
So, yeah.
I do too,
Yeah, go
Douglas. Well, what I was going to say was we had a question. We had a couple of questions, one for you and one for me, and I'm going to just quickly answer Natasha Hart's question about people still needing to be mentored, even though they are not ready to be mentored. With the where I said that I just don't want to talk to them. Natasha felt like that was rejection. Can you mute your background, my darling?
Yeah.
Natasha felt like that was rejection, and Natasha, what I want you to know, sweetie, is that I'm not rejecting the person. I'm rejecting the idea that I need to change my message to make someone else feel better. I'm rejecting the idea that I must apologize for my success. Now, here's the thing. What I've learned as a mentor is that people have to be ready to be mentored. I cannot spin my wheels and focus on somebody who doesn't want the information and they're not ready to move on it when I got other people who are ready. I have to focus on those people who are ready to receive and execute. Okay, so while I understand, that some people they're just not ready, and that's why those people, for lack of a better term, I'm just going to use your word, get rejected when they're ready to be mentored and they're ready to be coachable and trainable and they're ready to change their mindset. Then we can talk. But if I'm hearing and if I'm hearing things where people want to reject the information that I'm giving, but they coming to me for mentorship. So I've made 11 millionaires. Somebody coming to me making $20 an hour, $10 an hour, and they want me to talk to them about growing their wealth, yet they want to tell me that something is wrong or they don't agree with something. Well, they ain't ready, so they need to go sit down and get their mind right, and when they're ready they can come back. And Douglas, we had a question from Royal Patness about the Family Foundation information. Can you just expound on that a little bit? Now I know people got to make an appointment and all of that. I know, brother man, listen, I know this is I know I'm making a special request, but it's our guest. So can you please just give her a little information, please? Thank you.
Yes, definitely, Royal Partners. Good question. Talk about making your family into a foundation via LLC. Well, okay. So, understanding a non-profit, what a foundation is. There's different types of non-profits. There's a public charity. These are the ones that you're very familiar with, like the Boys and Girls Clubs, churches. A lot of them are all non-profit. They're all public charities. When you look at the ones that the wealthy families have, like our president, Donald Trump Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Hillary and Bill Clinton Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, Ford Foundation. All those are private family foundations. Now, the only the major difference between those foundations and the LLC types or the corporation types or the public charity types that you're familiar with is they're all structured as a trust. They're structured as a trust. So it's a totally different type. And one thing that we do is kind of show you how to properly structure your foundation as a trust, and that's where my business partner actually comes in and he handles all that. But they set up as a trust for you. And what that does for you, kind of keeps the control in the family. So if you think about most of these public charities that's out there, a lot of them, they have to have a board where 51% of the board are non-family members. Then 49% it stays in the family. But then they're also limited to what they can do with that foundation or that non-profit. That's why some of them only put limited amount of money in there. Even our lady, superstar Oprah Winfrey, she has the right type of foundation. Her family, she has a private family foundation structured as a trust. Because she knows what she's doing. She's hanging out the right people, and they give her the right information and the right advice. Some other people don't have the right foundation, but I'm not going to mention their name. But they do not, because I've checked them out. And I
need you to name them. I say you should name them. I ain't scared. Text me and tell me who they are. I'll name them. I'll name them. You know what, y'all? You know what? You have, this is a real treat. Let me tell you what is happening right now. I just want to put this in perspective. You have two people who are willing to share information. This is y'all ain't paid to listen to this show, okay? This is two people who are willing to share information that we have paid for, that we have worked hard for, that we have, burned through a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of information and a lot of BS artists to get to this information, okay? And I know Douglas can attest to the fact that over the years, it's a lot of trial and error, it's a lot of up and down, it's a lot of back and forth. And you spend a lot of money, like you said. You spent $10,000 to be with your master mentor
for the weekend. Just for the
weekend. Yeah,
2 days.
And I spent $12,000. All those years ago learning Forex, and I'm constantly sharpening my saw. And whenever I get new knowledge and new information, I bring that information to you guys for free, and so does Douglas. Now, of course, we cannot provide you with services for free because this is how we eat, this is how we feed our families, but we do as much as we can here on the radio to support and shore up your efforts in building your wealth. And so I just want to make sure that you understand the value of what you're getting, because see, a lot of times when stuff is free, people don't understand the value. And that's why I say share the show. You don't want to be around broke people? Help them get rich with you. Don't leave them behind. Share the show. Guess what happens when you share the show and you talk about the conversations that we having on the show? Now you're having wealth conversations. Now you and all your friends are engaging in wealth conversation, and everybody is on the same page. And so when you want to start an investment group, or when you want to start a REIT, a real estate investment trust, with some friends of yours, they know where you coming from because you've shared this information, you've shared this knowledge, and they're on the same page with you, receiving the information with you. See, a lot of times people want to get the information first, okay? And that's fine if you want to do that, but I'm telling you, it's going to be much more challenging for you to do your wealth run, because like Douglas mentioned earlier, you gotta have the camaraderie. You gotta have the people around you that are like-minded. You gotta have the people around you that are supporting your ventures. It doesn't matter whether or not this information is free or whether you have to pay for it. It's still valuable nonetheless. And when I tell you that I am so honored to have a co-host who not only provides wonderful advice and wonderful financial services, but he's willing to spend his time every single week on this show with you and I, imparting this wisdom no matter where he is in the world. Y'all don't hear me. This man was in Turks and Caicos, and he was on the doggone radio with y'all for 2 freaking hours one Sunday. Do you know?
He was on the beach.
He was on the beach. He was on the beach. But he spent time helping you guys understand these wealth strategies. Okay, so this is really a powerful show. You have a lot at your fingertips, and I just wanted to take a minute to go toot our horns, okay? Because I think what we offer here is something special. We here I come with the spiritual, mental, emotional information, and Douglas brings in the practical, and it's a wonderful creation. It's a wonderful marriage, and you guys can take this information and you can execute, and you can live a life of luxury and of wealth and happiness, okay? And so that's what this show seeks to do, and I think we're doing a really great job. And so since I don't have to go to a commercial, because I had checked with my board operator, he said, no, y'all talking that good stuff, keep talking. I want to go ahead and get into I was going to do a segment called How to Solve Broke, but I also want to talk about the kids trading camp, because we actually are running out of time. We have about 20 minutes left in the show, and so I'm going to kind of mix the two in, okay? Is that okay with you, Douglas? Can I mix in the How to Solve Broke segment with the kids camp? Okay, cool. So, How to Solve Broke. I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to solve broke. Reprioritize your money in your mind. Reprioritize your money in your mind. A lot of y'all feel like the most important thing that you can do with your money is pay your bills. All right. I'm not saying don't pay your bills. That is not what I'm saying. So don't call the show. Don't send me nasty letters, email, and inbox messages. I'm not saying don't pay your bills. What I'm saying is pay yourself first. Okay, I can hear you. I already hear you. Well, how do I do that, Dr. D? How do I pay myself first? Douglas, I know what you're going to say, and we could say it together. We can say it together. Take your money out of your savings account and put it where, Douglas?
Inside your life insurance contract. You should do that.
You damn skippy.
But
you
call
damn
me
skippy.
first, though. Don't just put it in there. Call me. So
Yeah, you got to call Douglas. Douglas, give them your number so they can call you.
Yeah, you can reach me 301-220-3555, or you can call me on my cell phone 301-343-9347, 301-343-9347.
All right. So call Douglas, because here's the thing. You do have to reprioritize your money in your mind. Put yourself at the pinnacle. Put yourself at the top. Pay yourself first. Your insurance policy is your new bank. That is your new savings account, and that is your own personal bank that you can borrow from. Okay, Douglas explained all of that, so I don't have to go into it. And it's funny because sometimes when I speak to people, I find myself just repeating the stuff that Douglas says, like I've turned into a Douglas clone. So your first priority is to pay yourself and to invest. Okay. Now here's the problem with this whole investing thing in your brain. In your brain, when I say invest, meaning take this money and put it into a insurance policy, or take this money and put it into the Forex market, your brain processes that as spending. Okay, I've had people actually say, okay, so I paid $235 to start trading to get access to the tools and the back office and the education, but then how much money do I need to trade with? And I say, I recommend anywhere from $300 to $500, but if you could do more, do more. And they go, oh my God, I have to come up with $500. You're investing. That money's gonna grow. Like, that should be exciting. That should be super exciting. So, I'm pretty much a daily investor. I'm investing in something pretty much every day. That excites me. I don't think about that as spending or loss or lack. But that's part of the reason why, if you're broke, that's why you are having lack, because even when someone's talking about investing, you're thinking about loss. Okay, that is a problem. You need a mindset shift. Okay, you have to get out of the idea that every time you turn your money over to another entity, such as your life insurance policy or such as an investment account or some investment vehicle, that is lack. And then what's funny is y'all be dancing, partying the night away when you buying red bottoms. Y'all be so happy to put your money in, like Douglas mentioned, a mortgage. Oh, I'm paying my house off early. Okay, and then what? Okay, and then what? Listen, what you want to do is invest. Your house is not an investment. Now, it can become one. And I'm not saying don't buy a house, but just understand that when you buy a house, you're buying a house. You are not investing. Okay?
That's right.
Whew, okay, y'all, I get worked up. When we talking about this bread, y'all. Okay, so Douglas. Tell these people about reprioritizing their money and using their life insurance as an investment vehicle. Please impart some wisdom on people.
This is why I love life insurance so much. Like I shared earlier, I just put $100,000 into an investment property that I'm waiting for the stuff to pop back out. But in the meantime, I'm just chilling because my money is still growing in my insurance policy. So what I did was, I called the insurance company. I said, listen, I need to take a loan for my contract. They said, sure. How much do you need? $100,000. I filled out a form, faxed the form in. They wired the money right into my account. Their money. They charged me 4% interest on their money, while my money is sitting as a collateral, continue to make money for me. So I didn't touch my money. I took the insurance company money to do what I need to do. In the meantime, they're like, pay us whenever you want. I said, okay, cool. I mean, I could pay whenever I want. That's okay. I'm going to pay whenever I want, which is the best stress reliever ever.
Not only that, Douglas, I'm sorry. Do forgive the interruption, but not only that, they're not pulling your credit to get this $100,000. Can I borrow $100,000, Douglas? Hey, light skin. Can I get? Can I get $100,000, bro?
You know, the good thing about your insurance costs, you could also turn yourself to become a hard money lender. Or if you are 10 of you, just imagine 10 of you investors that you just talked about, people forming an investment club. Guess what? The best investment club is for you to use your life insurance as that. If 10 of you come together and each person pull out $100,000 from their life insurance contract, that's $1 million. Then you can go find some of these investors that want to flip properties and, loan them money. Guess what? As an investor, you could play the shady game. There are a lot of those hard money lenders. Some of them are doing where they play shady.
We just told the people. Lord jeez, let me take my show back over. Excuse me. But you know what? But Douglas, okay, do you mind talking about the deal that you are currently navigating?
Yes. So the deal that we're doing, these shady investors, the hard money lenders.
And y'all, he's saying shady. He's saying shady, not ITTY, ADY. I just want to.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Shady, crazy. And so there's another property that we're working on. I didn't put too much money in there because there's about 7 of us in there together. And I didn't do it the way I normally do stuff because I normally buy stuff with something different that kind of protects me in a different way. I have those conversations privately. But in this particular situation, this deal, this hard money lender that this particular young lady pitched, because I wasn't, fully 100% participant, which is another thing too. If you're going to get into a deal, don't ever get in a deal without you paying attention to what's going on. But, it's okay. But this particular situation, these lenders, they thought they'd been slick because they love the property. I mean, we could make over $1 million on the property, so they want it. The lenders are very slick, especially if you get the wrong one. They want your property. So my point to you guys is this: if you're going to go into any real estate investment, be ready to make sure that you are ready to fight the battle. Of course, you can't just get in a deal. And you got to read your contract. Very, very important, because those contracts, as an investor, you got to remember, you don't have consumer protection. That's something that most people don't ever think about when they invest in real estate or jumping in. And when everybody want to go do flip, you go to a rich dad poor dad investment meeting, and all of a sudden you want to become an investor. Well, you got to remember, as an investor, when you get money from a hard money lender, you do not have consumer protection, which means, one, you cannot even sue, because in their contract, some of them put it in their contract. You cannot sue us. You cannot take us to a court law. We have to take this on arbitration, and they have more control. So just be careful. That's all I'm going to talk about in that case.
Yeah, please be careful. And the reason why I wanted you to talk about that particular situation is because, one of the things that I've said is that the foreign exchange market is superior to the real estate market. Okay. It is a self-directed, highly liquid, highly volatile market. You get your hands on your cash really quick. You're not spending a bunch of time flipping and dipping and dealing with hard money lenders, but you can make good gains and good profits fairly quickly. I had a gentleman call me last night and say, hey, over the last week, I've made 12% on my money. And, it ain't too many investments where that happens 12% in a week. So, you want to really reprioritize your money. You want investments to be a priority, and you want to stay close to it. Like Douglas mentioned, you want to play it close to the vest. You want to have, one of the things that you mentioned, Douglas, is that you kind of went against the grain. You have a certain way that you typically do things, but you decided to step away from that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because let me tell you, no risk, no reward. But because you stepped away from it, what that means is you have to stay a little bit closer to it, because you have other ways of doing things that have protected you. And so sometimes when you're doing something new, you can get blindsided. So when you're doing something new, you want to really stay close to it and be in it, okay, so that you can make sure that you don't fall victim to any shady practices, okay. Unfortunately, I had to end the Facebook Live broadcast because my phone went Yes. But you can join us on iHeartRadio or love860.com to tune in or iRadio Now for the last 10 minutes of the show. And since it is the last 10 minutes of the show, I want to just let anyone who is thinking about allowing their children to participate in the kids camp, I want to talk to you about, just for a minute, what your children are going to leave that camp understanding. Okay, one of the things that I'm going to be teaching is the components of a trade. Okay, and what Douglas mentioned earlier about a young lady who is a client of his who said, "Oh, it's so many moving parts and it's so much to learn, and I didn't trade and da da da." You know, there are a lot of moving parts, and so what I'm going to do in our kids camp is I'm going to make sure that the children understand each part and how they all fit together. So let's talk a little bit about the components of a trade. So your child is going to leave that camp understanding what a broker is. Okay, they're going to understand currency pairs, they're going to understand leverage, they're going to understand pips, they're going to know what a buy stop is, a buy limit, a sell stop, a sell limit, and market execution. They're going to understand take profit, stop loss, time frame. They're going to understand so many terminology, how to buy low and sell high. They're going to understand going long. They're going to understand how to short a currency. They're going to understand structure. They're going to understand support and resistance. When I tell you your children are going to be having, deep financial conversation, y'all ain't gonna believe it. You're gonna be so proud. You're just gonna be taking your kids everywhere and say, "Hey, talk about Forex." Okay? Yep. So just so that you know, this is a really comprehensive, almost exhaustive education. But the main thing that they're gonna learn is how to make money using the tools. Because see, when they first get this information, it's going to take them a while to get it good and in their spirit. All right. But until then, we have training wheels. So what I'm going to also teach them is how to use the tools to make money trading right now, even though they don't yet know how to trade. So that's really exciting. Okay. That's super, super, super exciting. And so we have about 7 minutes left in the show. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to talk about some of my event dates. So 7/20 through 7/23, I'm going to be in Greenbelt, Maryland. And on Thursday, the 20th, we're going to be doing our parents' orientation and presentation so that you'll know exactly what your children are going to be learning. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a nice, lively discussion. On the 21st to the 22nd is the actual kids camp, okay? And I'm going to be in tow from 10 to 2, 10:30 to 2:30, I think. I don't know. It's on the Eventbrite. So go on the Eventbrite and you'll be able to see it. And I think I posted the Eventbrite in the description. If not, I will take care of that. On the 23rd, we're going to be doing a Forex overview, presentation, and training. On July 27th, I'm going to be at the Virgin Hair Lounge with Lamont Lawrence, salon owner, entrepreneur, and Forex trader. We're going to be at 7990 Rockbridge Road in Lithonia, Georgia, and that's going to get kicked off at 7 p.m. And on the 29th, I am going to be in Jackson, Tennessee at the Comfort Suites Hotel. We're going to get that started at 10:30 a.m. And I'm going to be hanging out with my man, Louis Artist. Yay! And so, Douglas, please tell us what you have coming up. Where can we find you? What are you doing?
Well, basically, you can find my book on Amazon, Creating Generational Wealth, the book on what the super wealthy know that you need to know. That's a great book to start getting your mindset correct and just learning about money. And of course, you can reach out to me definitely if you want to learn more about private family foundations, trust, and all that great stuff that will help you grow your wealth and how to properly structure a life insurance contract so that the IRS don't come in and touch that money that you're leaving for your children. So, and live with it. So again, my number is 301-220-3555. That's my office number. Or my cell 301-343-9347.
Hey, tell us that website, the for the foundation, because that website is phenomenal. You're going to be sponsoring your foundation is going to be sponsoring this kids camp, and so I want people to definitely go to that website and check it out.
Yeah, check out our website for the Douglas Eze Foundation. It's ezefoundation.org. O-R-G. ezefoundation.org. That's E-Z-E, my last name, foundation.org. Go on the website and kind of see why we set up the foundation, why it is important. And of course, if you want to support our foundation, you feel free to donate to the foundation, because we're taking this message to a lot of folks that can't get to folks like myself and Dr. B. We're able to use the support to do that. So thank you so much.
Also, your Largo Financial website, I think people should go on there. You said there are a lot of educational tools that are available on the Largo Financial Services website. So can you please direct the people on how to get there, and what are the links on there where people can learn some stuff?
So on the largofinancial.com website, we have a ton of tools. So if you go on the media, you'll see videos, you'll see Money Learning Center. And once you click on any one of those videos, you get to learn about money. And you'll learn some different myths that we've broken. And actually on YouTube, I actually have a YouTube channel that you can actually go in and see. I did a video on how to navigate through my website and the information that you need. For those of you that are business owners looking for capital, we also have a link on the website where we can help you get money, where you can get up to $250,000 for 24 months with zero interest. So
wow.
Check that out as well.
Wow. Because I think when people think about you and your brand, I think that some people limit you to insurance. But I'm so glad that you have, let people know and kind of expound on what it is that you offer through your foundation, the family trust information, as well as the business financing information. You do so much, Douglas, and I think that in many ways, you do what we all do, is we forget sometimes how many hats we wear. And so I'm glad we were able to take a little bit of time on the show today to really enlighten people about all of the different things, all the different services, all the different information that you provide, because it's really important. People got to know that between the two of us, they got a team of financial professionals that really will support them in their wealth journey. Like, it's really important that they understand that. And so thank you so much for just sharing all the different vehicles that you offer. I think that's phenomenal. As for myself, y'all know you can find me every single Sunday right here from 7 to 9 p.m. on WAEC Love 860 AM. And you know what? I'm gonna start calling people out. Instead of y'all calling me, I'm gonna start calling y'all because y'all don't call nobody. Y'all can't call nobody. I think it's because I be communicating on Facebook Live, and so y'all think y'all don't have to, hit me up on the line. But that's all right. Y'all keep doing it. I'm gonna call y'all out. So anyway. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this wealth conversation and for just being a part of this growing movement, this organization that Douglas and I have so lovingly put together for you. And Douglas, I think it's time for us to go, man. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, y'all. We're Black History. Bye-bye.